Good day everybody, Jeff here, also known as Hyper Ride. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're enjoying the new content that I'm using, and let's get into my next episode, which is going to be talking about my social media that I've been using lately. I've been looking at getting a whole bunch of types of improvements to the channel. So currently I run two action cameras. My other action camera that I run is a Sony, which I will do another episode of that. I'm waiting for a few parts to complete my system that'll allow me to do another video like this. But what I'm going to talk to you today about is my entry-level camera, which is a Midland XTC280VP. Now let me tell you, this Midland camera is great. It's good for startup, easy to use, good battery function, and great value for money. Midland has actually discontinued making action cameras in the North America market. They will no longer sell them or build them or sell them, which is a shame. I think they were onto something with their cameras. They were very sleek, good design, good quality. If you look at the body of it, it's actually really good quality and very easy to use. It was limited in the for moto vlogging, very limited in the fact that you do not have a microphone option, not with this model at least anyway. But for just a point and shoot camera that, you know what, for the average rider or enthusiast or sports activity, it's not bad if you're just going to shoot and then overlay some music and have a good YouTube channel, or any other type of channel for that matter, if you're going to be on Facebook or the other ones. So I highly recommend this one here. You can probably get some really good deals on it. I think I paid around $140 shipped. That's Canadian. So you can, depending on what the dollar does, you can give or take. But yeah, it's definitely good. It's got a 180-degree angle lens. Don't quote me on that. I'll try to figure what that is out. But the functions are just basically similar. It'll take up to a 32 gig micro USB card, and you can film in HD or higher low resolution. High is 780 and 720 for the low. It's got a charging port. So that's about it. So there's not much to it. It's basically your entry-level, point and shoot camera that you can mount on. It's very light, doesn't weigh very much. The battery is on the side here, which has a really good quality feel to it. I mean, it's part of the body. Once the battery clicks in, you don't even notice that it's removable, and it's kind of hard to remove it. I'll try to do it a little bit here, but it's quite good. I'm trying to figure this one out. And that's what the good quality of it is that it is, I don't know if it moves forward or back, or it should move forward actually. Let me see, with the help of a screwdriver it'll do that. No, I'll probably end up breaking the thing and then we won't be able to go. There it goes. So it does help when you have the proper tools. So the battery is located in here, and this is the cover that goes on it. So you can buy replacement batteries, which is a good idea, is if you're going to be out there for multiple days, grab a couple of charged batteries. When one dies, you can throw another one in, throw it on charge. So it all depends on your production schedule and for your requirements. But yeah, once it clicks in there, you don't even notice that cover removes. It's a one shoot on, and yeah, basically tells you when it's shooting in the mode. So I'm going to get you over here a little bit more closer to the table and show you what it came with, the accessories, and show you how I have it mounted on there. Now I'm going to go take two rides. I'm going to take a ride to show you what it's like without the waterproof container, and then with it, because like I said, there's no exterior mic option for this particular camera, so whatever it picks up is what it's going to use. I found that when it's in the waterproof container, it's definitely going to, or a waterproof case, it's definitely muffled the sound quite a bit. With it out, I haven't really tried it too much. This is my experimental camera, so I'll mount it really on the bike in really high risk areas. If I lose it or break it, it's not the end of the world, which I probably wouldn't do with the Sony. So come on over here and I'll show you some more of the technical stuff up close, show you how it's mounted on the helmet, and then we'll strap it on my helmet and we'll take it for a little bit of a ride and kind of show you what you get for an entry-level camera. Sounds good? Let's go. Okay, so here we go, guys. So this is the action camera right here. It's like I said, a point and shoot. It's very basic. Comes with the tripod mount. The back end here. It's actually hard to get out if you don't have good fingernails, and that'll show you what you've got, the high and low charging port and also the USB area. It stays quite pretty sealed the way it is, so one shoot on, and again, it's looks good. I had this for a couple of years now, I hadn't had any issues with it. Going on, they give you your standard charging cord. I find that it charges within about 2-3 hours. The light will stop blinking, which is pretty decent if you do it overnight. This is a universal mount that I bought, so it can fit on this helmet in a couple of ways, which I'll show you. There's 2 ways that this mount came with. This is the optional aftermarket mount, and that's the one that I am going to use on both. So this is the waterproof housing for it. It's actually really high quality. It's really nice to use. It's actually nicer than my Sony one. It just has a nicer, more fluid feel with it, which it snaps in place. It makes everything fits really good. One shoot on, again, you know when it's shooting, you know when it's off. My Sony's a lot more elaborate. Obviously, the price point of the Sony compared to this is day and night, so I'm not faulting the camera on that. It does have a flat screen here, or a flat lens, so water immersion is really clear and very good. Also comes with a Velcro style adhesive where you stick it on with a sticker. It's like this basically. I already have one mounted on, so it's got some adhesive in there, and it just basically goes in like this. And with this one here, you can adjust it the way you want it when you snap it in. Once you snap it in, pretty good. You would lose it if you're out there and you whack your helmet on a good branch or whatnot, but if you're just out regular riding, not doing anything, it's actually not bad. So let me try to take it off, which it's hard to come off sometimes. So again, however, there is a backup feature with this. On this helmet in particular, I will show you, is this. So that's the mount there, but it comes with a tether. Okay, and with this tether you could wrap it in where the visor is, you could lock it in somewhere else. And with this one here is if you do knock it off, I just have it on the sticky mount itself. So if the sticky mount came off, it would fly on the ground and I wouldn't notice it. Hopefully I would, but there's a chance that you wouldn't. I would suggest locking it in where the sun visor is. This way it'll dangle on there and everything. So you normally just put it in the waterproof casing, you adjust it to your angle that you want. That's another thing, you're going to have to play with this camera because you don't have a live view like my Sony does. You're going to have to kind of figure this out before you go on your ride. Do a couple practice shots on the bike, on the driveway, then you'll figure what angle works for you. The helmet that I put on is a typical Fox, some shameless advertising, and it's got the 2 mounts. One's for my Sony mount here, and you see that one, and then the other one is the Midland XTC mount. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to mount the one with the waterproofing case is going to be on the mount with the what came with it, which is the Midland XTC, and then my next ride with the waterproof container, or without the waterproof container, it's going to be on this Sony mount, the one that I have now, because there's a universal cartridge. So that will be it. You can get a ton of these little stickies, so when you have to replace them, they're 3M. They're pretty good. Haven't had an issue yet with them, so we'll see what happens. Other than that, the adjustments on the universal are typical. Comes with a lot of different ways to do it and locking mechanisms as well. So again, you can get a lot of universal stuff. A lot of people today are looking at, really modifying their cameras to suit their personal needs. There's no silver bullet camera on the market. A lot of preference. GoPro's definitely the household names, a lot of go-to. The competition though is getting a lot more fierce, and I believe you can get just as good as a camera for a lower price with some of the other competitors coming up. What I heard, what my experience is with GoPro, I've never owned one, so if you're living up in the colder climates, the battery life leaves a lot to be desired. My Sony does not leave anything to be desired for battery life. And I'll get into the pros and cons with the Sony and everything, but let's go for a ride now and let's go do a little bit of motovlogging and see what this camera is all about. And you guys judge for yourself if you think it's a good contender. So let's go for a ride and film on our Midland XTC280VP. Okay guys, this is the Midland XTC280VP action camera. I'm just out with a little ride now and seeing how it how it picks it up, and go for a little ride on it. So we'll see what we've got. And yeah, so far it's actually pretty good. It's hopefully it has a good voice for you. For something that doesn't have a microphone, it's pretty stable. So we'll go for a little ride around the block here and we'll take a look at what we got, and yeah, we'll see what you guys think of it. So yeah, so time to get my motovlogging camera stuff done. Right now I'm just in the middle of the road, which technically you're not supposed to do, which I thought you were allowed to do. They allow snowmobiles, but not dirt bikes or ATVs. Although we're going to try to change that. There is legislation that allows people to change a little bit what the law allows. And yeah, so we'll see a little bit ride around the roads here. It's starting to get a little dusky, so don't stay too late. Don't have a headlight. This is just a headlight. Bike's been working on headlights, so I think it's so I'm just going to break my law with one brake on. That's it. There we go. Jeez, woo! So yeah guys, this is the Midland XTC. Hopefully you guys like it. Container on it and want to use it. We'll see what difference it makes and see if you guys approve. But for a general little camera, it's might just do what you guys need to do. You don't need to get fancy with this stuff. Really, you don't. It's addicting, but not. You have to be fancy. So I'm gonna try that waterproof housing, and we'll go for another ride around the block, same ride. How's that, guys? So yeah, let's go hop it on again. Okay riders, let's try this again and see what you think with the difference between the casing and without the casing. So let's fire up. And been really enjoying this Kawasaki KLX 140G for a entry-level rider. It's nothing more I would ask for on a bike. We'll see next year if I can do a little bit more riding and develop my skill a lot better. I will definitely look at buying a KX250F or even maybe a Husqvarna 125 two-stroke. I love those little things. They're little zippers. Here we got another cyclist, and we'll see what so you get to see what the horizon's like. Hopefully it's decent. So yeah, so I'm not sure how the wind's gonna sound. We won't know what it's like until I put something else on it, and we'll see what it's like on the big screen. So there we go. There's a nice little Kawasaki there, I believe. So now you're getting into more of a low lighting situation, so you'll see if the camera does offer anything big. I wanted to do more of a vlog, motovlogging in the more of the daylight. However, there's dogs barking, people cutting grass, and I was like, oh, this production's not going to work too good. So here we go. Bikes do represent freedom, I gotta tell you that. It's awesome to be out on a bike. The Kawasaki, geez, what can I say? It got my heart. You have to watch some videos on how to do wheelies, because that is gonna be another little adventure that I'm gonna get on. So we're gonna see how this thing, I'm expecting that the sound is muffled due to the waterproof housing. And I expect that it's going to be a little bit, not as clear, just a little bit less. But again, let me know what you guys think, and we'll do a comparison. When I have I'm going to go take another ride. Nobody can say no.
do it while you got it. So, yeah, my Sony's a lot more elaborate in terms of quality. It's obviously a more expensive one. It's a little bit more expensive, but it offers a lot more, you know, it's for more serious, but the price difference is going to be around the $500 mark, where this is going to be, you know, the sub 200 mark. So you can really look at the difference. So if you're just getting into motovlogging, or if you're just going to go in there, so I just want to have some action shots, pick the Midland XTC. You probably get a good deal since they're all discontinued, and it's really disappointing because I'm like, I really like those cameras. But we'll see what happens when it comes to your decision on what you guys like to do. So hopefully you guys are starting to like my channel. I'm really trying my hardest on making it better, which, you know, pros and cons like everything else. You'll have good days and bad days, and yeah. So this is going to be a nice one. Yeah, I really hope they change the bylaw to allow OHVs, off-highway vehicles, to go around the city limits, because it's foolish of them not to, especially with these small cities and towns in Alberta. They really need to step up their game and make life better for everybody. Get out and explore. You know, I teach first aid, and cardiovascular is the #1 killer of North Americans, and we really want to do a good job on you know, becoming healthier. One way to do that is get out, explore, get on your machine, get into a group, and just do what you need to do. You know, and I think this is what we need to do, is get out more, less on our phones and less on our social media, and just get out there and enjoy. Definitely share it so you can promote it, but also looking at making your life better. Anyway, here's my truck, by the way. I'll do another review on that. It's 2013 Chevrolet Silverado with a 5.3 liter. 4-wheel drive, the base model. But anyway, guys, that is my review on my Midland XTC280VP action camera, and made by Midland, of course. So let's see how you like this review, and wait till you see the other review. It's a little bit going to be more in depth, because that'll cover my Sony, and that's a world of difference. So, but anyway, catching you from Alberta, Canada. We'll catch you soon. Anyway, have a good one, guys.